overnight.
You know that there's a whole... Are you going to introduce me?
Oh, yeah. This is... Well, I kind of said your name. This is Sam Tripoli.
Hi, everybody.
Wonderful human.
Thank you, Mo.
Saver of the podcast video feed. And you're just a podcast superstar.
I enjoy it. Listen, so this kind of fits into the confession I have to make.
Oh, that's right. You want to make a confession.
I want to make a confession to you and everybody here.
Okay.
I called you, and then I forgot that I called you, and then I was talking to myself, and you go, "Are you talking to me?" Or you?
Oh, was today?
Yeah, I was talking.
Yeah, I was so confused. What the fuck was going on?
See, what happens is I go get my car cleaned, and these mofos end up stealing my passes. Okay, to where I park. I live next to this place where you need a pass to get in.
Why would they steal your pass?
Because they do. Oh, dude, I could park here, man.
All right, first of all, it seems like a racist accent.
Well, that's what.
And also a poorly
Mexican.
That was a bad Mexican accent.
Well, dude, now you know more about. See, you thought you know me. You didn't know I'm a man of 1,000 horrible accents.
Okay, can we go through a few of them?
Just yell out an accent.
Let's do Irish.
Which region?
Of Ireland?
Yeah, dude, they're
Northern Ireland.
Northern.
Yeah.
The northern. Okay, but let me fucking hang around, you fucking asshole.
All right, Southern.
Fucking hang on, you asshole.
Okay. I could see a little difference.
Yeah, trust me, it's all the tang.
Let's hear your Jewish accent.
Oh, I just sit there, I tell you that's it.
That's
right
actually
there.
pretty good. Yeah,
Thank you.
good.
I love Jews, dude. I love Jews.
I love how you are the first guest of ours who's performing directly into the camera.
That's how I do it, dude.
I love it. You're right down the barrel.
I'm a professional.
Tell us about you've got two podcasts, but the one that you got Punch Drunk Sports.
Punch Drunk Sports with Jason Tebow, Johnny, Fight Nanny, and occasionally Ari Shafir. He was on all the time. And I think
Ari moved to New York, and now he's Skyping in. He's phoning it in.
Well, I think Ari just hates doing anything. Like, he really wants to be old school, which is I just do stand-up. I put out a special, and that's all I do.
Who doesn't want to do that? I hate the new form of comedy where it's just like every day you wake up, it's like, you better start promoting, just promote, and just promote. And then go on people's videos who are promoting and say, cool.
Yep, exactly. But Ari's found this glitch in the matrix.
He's able to do it.
He's able to do it, and he does it. So he comes in once in a while. They have another podcast called Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli.
This is the one I want to dive into. This is the good stuff.
And this is the spiritual skepticism of official narrative. It is a history show, and some call it conspiracy, but
I think you say that.
Sometimes I do.
I think it's on your iTunes thing. It says it's a conspiracy theory podcast.
Because most people, when they're like, I just want to hear conspiracy podcasts. And
I know, but the way you just framed your own thing, you made a conspiracy.
There is a conspiracy about conspiracy theories.
No, but you said right now, you're like, some people call it that. It's like, no, you specifically call it that.
Well,
so you're inventing a conspiracy theory about your show about conspiracy theories.
Well, I'm inventing, basically, I'm going, okay, it's better known as what people think is.
Because you told them that.
Yeah, but do you understand? Like, it's the marketing thing. And my show's a history channel. But if I'm trying to get a bunch of people to come see it and I go, hey, it's a spiritual skepticism show, they're like, what is that? I go, we're basically talking about conspiracies. Now.
Right, so you fool them. Yeah.
No.
It's kind of, a little bit. Maybe. I mean, it's like the open door policy. Like, I always thought the best way to get YouTube videos would be just to, like, put a girl, dancing around in her underwear, and then, like, for 3 seconds of that, and then I pop in and I'll, like, do a stand-up bit. Maybe I can keep some eyeballs,
So I once saw Chelsea Handler's self-made porno. I once saw that a long time ago.
She actually did that?
Oh yeah, it's very famous porno. She used to send them out to all the festivals to get into festivals, and that's basically what you described as what she did right there, but reversed.
You're kidding me. This is a real thing.
Oh, I watched it.
She would send it to like the Montreal Comedy Festival and stuff.
She sent it to agents and everybody. She was so ahead of her time. It's unbelievable. And it was basically her in her living room.
I mean, maybe we need to learn that lesson.
If we could do something sexually that would get us into stuff, I say we'd do it.
But you know what's funny? So Chelsea Handler was doing that. You're right, way ahead of her time, because I feel like every single female comedian, and I'm not hating on them because I would do it too if I had that option, they're marketing themselves with at least 50%, I'm in my underwear on Instagram. Well, it doesn't matter which female comic you are, they're so driven to that. And I'm not hating because I'd do that too if I could get likes off that.
Well, I mean, it goes back to like the path of least resistance. You know, it's just like you could do this whole thing where you're trying to like convince everybody you're some asexual robot who is a comedic genius, or you can do occasionally spread eagle and get 1 billion likes. You know?
I know.
It's my opinion that women's followers, hot chick followers on social media are like the equivalent of pesos. Like you need 1,000 pesos to equal one.
Oh, right. So we need 1 million well-crafted bits to equal one hot chick.
No. She needs 100,000
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
1,000 followers on a regular guy.
Because they're not like Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much. Like when you hear like these female soccer players go, "It's so hard. It's so hard to be on." You know, women need to freak out. I go, okay, so you're looking at the one thing that you say you have a disadvantage at. Let's go to like things that everybody can do because not all of us can play in the World Cup. Let's go into bartending, waiting tables. Let's go into social media.
Get right in that camera. Right? Get right in there. Wait, you're saying advantages women have?
Yeah, they like it's this old meme I saw that said, "I want equality between men and women, except for when women have the advantage."
Right.
It's one of they're never complaining about how like one girl puts out a picture and it's got 1 billion likes, and you and I have to put out a fucking Picasso.
Yeah, I hear a lot of talk about the Me Too movement and stuff, but what about the inequalities in the Instagram like game?
For sure,
when is that going to get in there?
So much easier for them to get an agent, them to get on the road, them to do all this stuff.
Dude, definitely on the road.
For sure.
Absolutely. I have never, ever had a comic take me on the road. Ever. And like, seriously, every good-looking female comic I know has been doing stand-up for like 3 years. Like, I'm on the road with this guy. Now, there's a flip side. That guy's probably going to get drunk and try to be fucking super inappropriate and sleazy and sexual. And that will probably happen. And it shouldn't, and it's wrong. But I'm just saying, it's also like, dude,
there's good and there's bad. I mean, like,
I can't get on the road with anybody.
I mean, no one's ever gone.
Look, to be clear, it doesn't make it worth it. It's fucking wrong. Male comics shouldn't do that. But at the same time, it's like, it goes even beyond that. I see 1 million female comics on Twitter. They're getting retweeted by famous male fucking scumbags all the time. But I don't get retweeted by fucking anybody. I'll show some nip. That's all I'm saying.
So it's this interesting thing that is happening in comedy.
I don't blame the women because they're just taking advantage of the flawed male mind. The flawed, weak male mind that's like, oh, if I retweet her, I'm going to fuck her. If I take her on the road, I'm going to hook up with her. It's like, no, she's just going to get stage time out of you.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And sometimes you are going to bang these chicks. Sometimes that works out too. It's just the way it is. It's the relationship of two. What do you bring into this is access. This is access. It's just the way it is. It's like, you know, a long time ago, someone got really mad at me because I was like, hey, casting couch is casting couch. They're like, that's disrespectful.
Well, what is a casting couch exactly?
Listen, dude, obviously Harvey Weinstein shit isn't right. It's not right. Like
you're talking about the casting couch is you fuck me, you get the part.
Yeah, it's not right. That's not right. Okay, well, no, Harvey Weinstein was even worse than that. Like he was like blackmailing and doing all this.
He was a predator.
Super predator, right? But you know, it's like I read these Crazy Days and Nights. You ever go on that website?
No.
Okay, there's this website called Crazy Days and Nights, right?
Look it up right now.
And it's basically this famous entertainment lawyer, and he Crazy Days and Nights.
Okay.
Let's see if it comes up. There it is. So basically what it is, this is they're called blind items, okay? And
how great would that be if you'd have just told me to put in a child porn site and I did it without realizing it, and now my computer's fucking flagged?
People always hand me shit all the time. They're like, dude, watch this video. I'm like, nope.
Absolutely not.
Especially in what I'm doing, nope. No, thank you. No, thank you.
All right.
So this is some
website.
famous lawyer.
Yeah.
And it's all these entertainment lawyers, and they all kind of gossip together, and they tell everybody what's going on out there that they know. And one of them I read recently is like this famous former A-list actress who isn't as big as she used to be, now is an escort, went to a film festival.
Who is it?
Well, see, here's the thing. If he goes blind item revealed, that means he knows who it is, and he announces it. That means he has enough information to say credibly, I know this is true.
Right.
If he doesn't, he kind of puts out what he's hearing, and then people guess who it is, right?
Now, what is your moral feeling on that? That seems fucked up to me. Isn't that just sort of like tattletaling?
Most of the stuff that's talking about is fucked up here. You know, I don't think he's, it just is what it is, I guess. But
it's just like snitching. It's just gossiping, snitching. Yeah. It's like Gawker shit.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love reading TMZ and all that, but I hate that about this time period. I hate that people just fucking reveal everything. I hate that somebody has a bad date and then they all of a sudden reveal horrible text messages from that person all the time. It's like we're all living in fucking communist Russia.
Let me just finish this up real quick. So this girl comes out. She's a famous former actress. She's now escorting, and she went to this festival going, I'm willing to do the casting couch with anybody that's willing to get me some work.
Right.
Right? That I get. I mean, the like, hey, you got to fuck me to get this gig, or else you'll never get. That's gross.
Well, probably be, yeah. Well, but I'm saying if she's saying it,
right,
then isn't that different?
Right.
That's totally different.
That's 100% different.
Yeah.
And that to me is like, I have no problems with that because
I don't think it'll work.
What?
I don't think if you go around saying I'm going to fuck you for this job, I don't think it'll work. I think for some reason, those scumbags who want that kind of power thing will not respond to that.
Yeah, I get that.
They want to be the one to bake the. They want the girl who won't do that.
I do get that. So what were you just talking about?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
but I mean, let's go back to your confession.
What? Oh yeah, I talk to myself all the time, which is why I put out so much content,
dude. Because it was so weird. You were on the phone, but why did you lie about it? You were like, "Oh, sorry, there was at the car wash." And I was like,
"Well, because that's where they grabbed me." Because it's embarrassing to get caught. Like, sometimes I'll see people talking to themselves, like crazy people. I'm like, oh my God, that guy's talking to himself. And I'm like, I'm talking to myself right now.
There's a guy near my building who he's the best talk to himself guy in Hollywood because he either was here during the golden age of Hollywood or he just like is obsessed with it. Because the way he talks to himself is like, well, we went up to Duck Cabot. See, he was a great guy. He used to throw the best parties. You know, you remember me, darling, right? And he's like, it's amazing.
That
like,
is amazing.
People will just sit and watch him. He's just like, Bert Cabot, good man, had the greatest Rolls Royces. He's always blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, dude. I mean, can I live stream this shit?
That is
he's
awesome.
amazing. And maybe he is. Maybe he's like a guy named Buck Randall who was like in one cowboy movie. You don't fucking know.
You never know, dude. You never know. I watch old movies, man, and I'll see like people with bit parts or people who are like.
And you ever watch an old movie and think everyone's dead?
Or
everyone in that movie's
thought
dead.
They were about to make it.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it never. And that's why I work so hard on my own shit because I'm like, I got to control this shit. Literally, dude, if I didn't do it for myself, I would not work at all. I wouldn't be doing jack shit.
So you were in the more traditional Hollywood game when I first got to know you. Like when you were like Premium Blend. You hosted a show on Spike. Who, by the way, I'm working with a guy who said he cast you in that. He said you were awesome. But you were like doing all these things, and then what happens? You just start getting those things, and then because I feel like I've kind of hit that point where people just stop giving you those easy to get opportunities.
I mean, the truth is, when you're younger, you get more.
When you're younger, that's kind of what I'm realizing.
And yeah, dude, it's just you're younger, you get that shit,
and you don't. I don't know. I didn't realize how big youth was. Like I thought I was like, oh, I'm getting Premium Blend. I'm amazing, but it's like, you're good for you're young.
Yeah,
and you're okay.
You're young. They want young people like you. Yeah. There's this theory that only young people only like young people. So and like I do a lot of shows now where like I'm the older guy and the young people, and these young people go up and they flamethrow the room, and I'm like. Now, like, because I'm the headliner, I have to make this decision. Like, am I here to flamethrow, or am I here to like
flamethrow? We talking
like destroy the room, like go up there and crush, or am I here to like work on my act?
Yeah,
like it's like
I would imagine your crowd is the fucking you. It's hard to work new shit in front of them, I would bet.
I disagree.
Really? Because I would think you got to fucking stay on
a tinfoil hat crowd.
Yeah.
Like, there was the old Sam Tripoli crowd.
That's what I mean, whereas you had to fucking pound,
dude, I used to go to the little comedy store, and they would be drunk. They're like, but it's the Sam Tripoli crowd. I'm like, what? And they walk, they're heckling everybody, and I would just go up there and use that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
OR magic and just light people up.
Yeah, because you're my favorite comic to see having a horrible set.
Yeah,
I love you. I love you the most when you're just fucking like you're up at a bar. There's 6 people left, and you're like, I'm doing my full 30. Every other comic is bailing at 10. You're like, fuck that. Give me the extra time, and you end up getting them, or at least you enjoy.
I've always had this philosophy in comedy: is my will to kill is stronger than their will not to laugh. And it is sad that people do. Sometimes you catch that crowd where everybody just came like, why are we even here? I don't know what it is.
But I have the same thing. There's like a deep I don't know if it's insecurity or what, but like I have a deep, like I need to get them. I need to. I can't.
Your job is to get them.
I know, but some comics and some who I really respect are just sort of okay with, they're like, I'm going to kind of express exactly how I want to do this, and then the people who I'm going to gather, and I'm like, no. No. I need to prove a point here, and you all need to like me or know at least I can do this.
I love punk rock comedy, dude. I love just rattling the cages. I used to love to go up and bury myself with the most ridiculous shit and then watch, just fucking pull myself out of the hole. You know what else I've been getting a lot lately? It's very interesting is like people say, man, you've gotten real funny. That's what people tell me. Oh, man, you've gotten real funny. I go, no. You just started getting comedy because I've been doing this for
You've been funny forever. You've always been funny.
But what they're trying to say is that I've honed this thing.
Right.
And what it is they've come to me. They get me now. When before they didn't do it. Like when I started comedy, everybody wanted to be Seinfeld. It was all observational, family.
And you were doing observations on like eating asshole in a toilet stall.
I've been eating ass since 85, okay? And I've been talking about that.
Since 83. So one of your jokes I always fucking love, one of my favorite ones, when you were talking about like everyone was feeling, this was back when Paris Hilton was relevant, and you were talking about everybody feels bad for Paris Hilton. No, she's fucking her, we're trying to fuck her way in Hollywood. You go, there's a girl who's just out there fucking the wrong guys. Fucking Chuck Norris and all, sorry bitch, all you're getting is a Bowflex.
Fucking their way to the middle? Yeah, dude.
I've ever seen you do that when I was like just an MC like in San Francisco. Those are the best jokes. Because when we started comedy, it was just like be fucking raunchy and terrible and say the worst shit, tough crowd was big. Yeah. And now we're like in this place where it's just like that's not what people want.
I disagree with that, Mo. I disagree with that. I think political correctness is the emperor's new clothes. It only exists if you believe in it. If you don't believe in it.
But I'm saying you got to at least agree in the mainstream on TV, they don't want that.
I disagree. But hold on. There's a difference between what the suits want and what people are watching.
No, that's true. That's true.
Dude, I'm telling you, Mo. I'm telling you this, man. I think ratings, and this is our tinfoil hat shit, are all lies. I think ratings are lies.
So you think Comedy Knockout, my old show, should still be on the air?
I think 100%.
All right, I'll take it.
I think it's all a shell game.
Well, then explain that. How the fuck do they choose then? What is the
based on this is all conspiracy shit, but it's based on what they're trying. It's called programming for a reason. It's not called scheduling. It's called.
So you're saying the big wigs, the Illuminati, decide how are we gonna use these TV slots to program the mind?
Yes. I know it sounds crazy.
Okay. Let's break down the shows.
Like, I used to do a show, and this is Sam talking. This is not Mo Mandel, who's a hardworking man in Hollywood. I would always go, hey, everybody. I would do this. Hey, how many people here watch The Mindy Project? And I would do this for about 5 years. I've never had anyone go, yeah, I watch it. One person emailed me out there a while ago, and that's nothing against Mindy. God bless her. You get your money. You get paid. God bless you.
No, I don't doubt that shit. I remember one week, like probably the most TV I ever did in 1 week was like I did fucking that show Barmageddon used to host came out. I did Conan. I did fucking the Adam Carolla show. And I did some other big like podcasts. And then everybody who came to the show that I asked if they'd seen any of it, and none of it. They never heard any. I was like, how the fuck does anything happen?
I'm older than you, Mo, but there was this thing called the Nielsen ratings, and there were these families.
Those families are still around.
Have you ever met them? I heard of a family that maybe on the block might have a Nielsen. Never met anybody.
So they would know if they had a Nielsen?
Yeah, people
I always thought they just buried them in different TVs.
No, they knew if they had a Nielsen.
So what about this? Here's another option for your theory. It is real, but the people bribe the Nielsen families because supposedly there's only 30 families.
Yeah, that's fucking true too. Do you know how radio ratings work? Ratings work.
Okay, I got to tell you.
Ratings work.
Finish that, then I want to back up because I actually rigged my own ratings one time on something. But finish this.
So radio ratings work. They give somebody a little clip that they put on their pants or their pocket, and they walk around, and this thing listens to what is going on, and it relays what you're listening to. There is no concrete way.
No way. No. That cannot be. You're telling me. Truth. So then what? You think someone has to go and listen to what they're hearing?
Yeah, no. The thing relays the data to the people who collect what people are listening to. It's all fake.
Okay. So who are these people that are controlling minds by doing all this shit?
Right now, dude, 4 entities own every media thing.
If the Jews are in here,
nope.
I'm throwing your Armenian ass out.
I knew this was going to come up. Right. I know you're sensitive to that, as I think you should be.
All right. So there's
four the Jews run everything are idiots. There's many layers of.
Well, see, now I'm offended that you don't think we run.
That's
everything.
So funny.
So now you're saying what you're saying we can't.
The same thing.
You're saying we can't run everything.
Like Mark Maron's like, so you think Jews run everything? I go, no, I don't. He goes, what? You don't think the Jews run? He literally got offended when I was trying to say, no, I don't.
Jews are so fucking pathetically predictable.
I love Jews.
They're so predictable.
I love it. It's
all right. Tell me about these people who run everything, or not people. Lizards,
dude. Listen, man. I'm about to drop a podcast tonight for Tinfoil Hat. I have this guy on, Jeffrey Epstein, and and usually when there's adultery, you're like, oh fuck, this is gonna suck. This dude basically brought.
Oh, you just base it on that country singer?
Yeah,
that's the only adultery anybody knows.
Yeah. So this guy basically breaks down. There's like all this shit and like how the Bible, dude. There's all these books to like all these Christian holy books that come out, and like they were all put out in different orders instead of the actual order they're supposed to be because they didn't want you to pay attention to what was going on. And
wait, the Christian books that were released during the biblical times?
There's a bunch of Christian.
Yeah. Isn't there like years and years and years between these different books?
But they're all done. They're not actually in the order they were written. They're in different orders.
You're talking about King James or whoever kind of mixed it all together.
Yes.
Okay.
All right? So he mixed it all together so you don't pay attention. And according to this dude, within the Bible, there's talks of reptilians, and there's talk of fucking the Virgin Mary being kidnapped by aliens and having aliens run a train on her, and that's how we have the birth of the Virgin Mary, Jesus.
So not only was she not a virgin, we're talking train level.
Train level.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this, Sam. If they don't want people to pay attention to what's in the Bible, why didn't they just not release it?
Because they needed a holy book to control people. Like the truth.
Okay. Well, then why? Well, this theory's terrible.
No.
Why didn't they just fucking edit it? If they were the first one who was going to release it, they could have changed it to say whatever they wanted.
Well, they did do a lot of editing, and then there's the original text that people could go back to look. At one point, they did tell you it was illegal to read the Bible. I'm not anything. I'm just telling you history. There was a time where you could not read the Bible. It was illegal.
Well, there was a big time where they just no one could read.
Yeah.
That was when it was probably really easy to control people.
That's called 2022.
Yeah, right. Those are the good old days where you're trying to control your fucking people and none of them can read shit.
Yeah.
You can just fucking invent everything.
That's my whole thing about how I hate when people are getting so dumb. It's like, no.
Oh, dude, anybody who says people are getting anything bad are fucking idiots.
They're not getting
my mom loves this fucking shit where she I don't know, she'll say okay, I texted her the other day, something had happened and I don't know, some shooting or something. I was like, oh man. She goes, I don't know what's happening to humanity. Their hearts are just closed. I'm like, when was it not like that?
By the way,
it's always been horrible.
This is the most peaceful time ever.
Of course it is.
If you stop watching the news, you'll be amazed how beautiful the world is.
No, but of course it's not like during the fucking crucifixion days or whatever, things were good.
The fucking medieval times.
The two biggest misconceptions people have about life is back in the day things were better and animals aren't way worse than us in every way. We like to be like, oh, the way the animals coexist. No, they fucking rape their own kids and eat their own wives' faces. Dude, and it's fucking horrible.
I do joke about that. Everyone's like, zoos treat animals like shit. I'm like, yeah, who treats animals worse than fucking zoos? Mother Nature.
Animals.
What is the crime rate in the forest?
Dude, we were talking about this. I do this podcast with my girlfriend, and we talk about sex and all this kind of shit. And every now and then I like to look at how different animals have sex. And one we found the other day was otters, adorable baby otters that you see on YouTube, holding hands, floating around. The way first of all, they found thousands of them in the Monterey Bay raping baby seals and killing them by drowning them underwater and then fucking their dead bodies for 7 days. And they up to 7 days. So it's just
dude,
it's savage, just savage.
Yeah,
and then you see them on the internet and you're like, they're sweet and they make me believe in the goodness of people.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
All right, let me rally you back. People that control the earth.
Yes.
Entities. Go.
So if you want to get into, if you're asking me what I believe, okay, what
he believes,
okay,
we're gonna get right here into the camera.
I believe that we live in some sort of simulation, and within the simulation, that this alien species called the Anunnaki came. The Anunnaki came, and they wanted to do something so we would harvest the gold that they want our gold. Okay,
the aliens want our gold.
Yes.
So they want like everything in Jared's.
They want
all the sales.
All the gold.
So are they the ones who do that cash for gold thing?
Yeah.
Where you send them, the Anunnaki's taking our gold?
Yeah. Do you remember the commercial was like, you send us your gold, we'll send you money. I'm like, who is fucking doing
So many people.
I just send you my gold and you send me money?
So that was an alien being like, so the aliens are on the ship and they're like, hey, Gargolzako, Lord Zardo, why don't we just say, send us the gold? They're like, that will never work. The humans aren't that stupid. No, it'll work. They use the things so they look like humans and say send the gold and it works.
So nobody knows where the missing link between man and monkey is. Well, this is where it comes from. The Anunnaki sliced their DNA into us, thus creating the Samaritans. Now, the Sumerians came out of the caves with full language, full tools, and full rules of society, okay? So
what year was this?
Like way back in the day. Way back. I literally flunked first grade.
Is this Anunnaki way back or is this human years way back?
Well, dude, the truth of the matter is this is like Anunnaki way back. Dude, I can't tell you how much of the Matrix is fucking real. It's aspects of what they're trying to tell you is so fucking real.
Isn't it pathetic if you're right that we all are living in this matrix of fake reality, and yet even that's too real for us, so we live in a fake reality of social media? It's like meta fake.
Yeah. It is meta fake. But, here's the thing, dude. Within that, it's a giant video game. It's the most advanced video game ever. And here's the thing. Like video games, there are rules to the video game. Like Super Mario can't turn into a dragon and go fuck up Donkey Kong just to get the princess. So
they don't have that code? There was never a cheat code?
But there is a possibility of controlling your reality within this, meaning how many times?
No, I've seen The Matrix. You're just describing The Matrix.
Yeah, you can control your reality.
So the Wachowski brothers are just fucking, how did they know all this shit?
Because they probably were into the Tibetan Book of the Dead and all that shit. If you read that, that's some straight up Matrix shit. So the Anunnaki create us. They create this slave worker class, right? So to control us, they created another upper class, and they put more reptilian brain in the back of them so that they were to control us. So when you find out that Queen Elizabeth is related, she comes out and says she's related to the Prophet Muhammad, and then you find out that every president is basically related. It basically brings out this worker.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean that the presidents are all related?
They're all related, but one. They're all on the same family.
Obama,
Obama, and Dick Cheney are on this are related. There's even an interview with Obama, him laughing and talking about it.
And so your theory is this because they're all this higher class of creation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you this. I've never harvested gold. Have you?
No, but I'm getting so out of shape and old that I'm starting to get crime boss tits, right?
Yeah.
You ever notice every crime boss
has
those fucking crime boss tits? And a nice gold chain might just go right in there, dude. But
you don't look like you could harvest gold to me. I couldn't see you out there with a pan. No. So what are we doing for the Anunnaki? We're not...
Well, dude, just think about this, man. What are they telling you right now? Buy gold. Do you know at one point the U.S. government said, we're broke, you have to send us your gold. And it was illegal to own gold.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's that's the whole theory. And that over time,
this theory is not tracking for me because if they're aliens, but I'm into conspiracy theories. But
what is your conspiracy? There's this whole thing. What level are you? White belt is building 7 and up.
No, I can go with you on this. I'm just curious if they could do all this. Why don't they just fucking dig the gold out? There's they've been we've been digging gold out of the earth for years. These Anunnakis, why didn't they just dig it out?
Because they haven't come back for it yet.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
They're dig all the gold, get all the gold, we're going to come back.
So then, let me ask you this. When the Anunnaki show up, are they just going to be blinged out like fucking, like Southern rappers?
They're all going to look like the fucking Yin Yang brothers.
Just love gold that much.
They're going to be take your gold, pulling out of your teeth. I really want a gold tooth.
I would love to see with a gold.
I'm thinking about getting one.
Have you ever thought about starting a Kickstarter for you to get a full? But here's the thing: I would give into it if you'd get a permanent gold grip.
Yeah, I would do that.
It would have to be permanent.
Want all gold?
Oh yeah.
No, I just
permanent.
Want one. I just want one. Dude, when you see me give up, I will have a neck tattoo.
There was I saw a guy at my gym yesterday, this fucking schlubby white kid who was like probably 21, and he had like a fresh neck tattoo. It looked so shitty. Because you see rappers with those neck tattoos, and you think, oh yeah, that looks kind of cool. Because like you see the guys who do it well, and they kind of get famous off it. Oh, just bad.
I wouldn't do that.
Just didn't look tough at all.
Yeah. But I would have to go to the highest end of tattoo artists. You ever see these ones that they look like literal like photographs? I'm like, I go to that guy.
I don't know if I like that though.
What?
I don't like the ones that look like photographs and the color. Like I don't know. There's like a ruddy.
Do you have any tats?
No, I was asked to go on.
Is that
LA
a Jewish thing? Is that because you're Jewish?
No, I just really can't think of anything that aside from possibly Anunnaki, I can't think of anything I would really want on my body permanently.
The last 3 years, I've gotten about 4.
You've gotten 4 tats?
Yeah, I got Brody Stevens. Enjoy it right there.
Oh, I fucking love that.
I have the Armenian genocide right here. I have the panda bear who with guns because that's the panda. He fights racism. I have 607 right here. That's where I'm from. Yeah, and I got one more on my back. So I got 4 in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Oh, I got one right here that says Ronan. So that's it. 5.
I like you got the Brody Stevens.
Shout out, Brody.
You know, it's funny, or not funny at all, but the other day I was having a bad day, and I was like, I'm going to put on my Brody Stevens Enjoy It shirt just to remember to enjoy life. And then I was like, oh, but he committed suicide. So it's like a weird thing. You know what I mean? It's like in your mind, he's like an emblematic of like enjoying it. And then you're like, a weird thing. But there's that one little thing, that one little glitch in the Matrix.
I still don't really believe he's dead. It's just this weird. I cannot.
It's fucking crazy. Now, what is the thing? There's a conspiracy theory going around that I think Tebow was saying that he thinks Brody was on Zoloft, and that's possibly why he. Have you heard about that?
So many conspiracies out there about it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how tall was Brody? How tall was Brody? I mean, where's he hanging himself? I mean, I just don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not saying anything, but I just like, where did this guy hang himself? Like,
do you know?
I saw him the night before. He killed in the OR. I don't care what you're on. He just destroyed. They said he destroyed in the OR.
That's a big red flag for me. As comics, we know you kill in that OR in the Comedy Store. That'll
give you 24
that's
hours
happiness for 24 hours.
Yeah,
and then the shittiness of your life and your futility of your career kicks in.
Yeah, and he didn't even supposedly make it after. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I want to go through some conspiracy theories and have you weigh in on this. Okay. These are the craziest ones I saw on the internet. Tell me. Okay, first one is that Melania Trump has a doppelganger who follows a president around on official business.
I'm sure there are just people. They've always had these. You've heard that from about a lot of these politicians that they have other ones out there just in case.
Of the actual, like that movie Dave. Remember they made the movie Dave?
Nope.
Oh, you remember that? So it was some guy who was like a presidential impressionist, and then the president went in a coma, and they got this like nobody impressionist to be the president, and then like he ended up being better than the president. You know what I mean?
Oh, you ever hear the Paul McCartney thing?
No.
That Paul McCartney died in a car crash, and the guy going around right now is not really Paul McCartney, and that they pulled him from this famous Beatles cover band because he looked just like him, and there's like little things that are different about him.
Wow, that really worked out well for that guy.
Well, how about the fact that everybody thinks Dave Chappelle is a clone? You ever hear that?
No.
Because Dave Chappelle went to Africa, came back shredded and swallowed and all this shit.
Yeah, and then that is weird. Dave Chappelle, I got to work with him right when he came back from Africa, and he had the best fucking. I was talking to him, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like talking about like, oh man, it's just getting into comedy. It's, it's hard to fucking. It's hard not to cheat. And he goes, oh, wait, you're in my position. I have to try not to cheat when girls call me up like, hey, we want to take a naked hot air balloon ride. How'd you like to go? And I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I've seen him like do it in like bits and shit, like on the internet.
Oh, he's working out?
Yeah, it was like working out a bit, or he just said it was like, oh, that's funny. But he literally says that in a special.
He probably did that. Yeah, it was interesting. Mo, you're from the time when they're doing this doc on Showtime. They're doing this doc on Showtime about the Comedy Store, and I'm talking to them, going, you can't just do about all the good times. You have to do about that dark period that was there, and you were there, right?
I got there. Yeah, I was there for about a solid 5 or 6 years of darkness. Oh. When I got there, when I first moved here from LA, people were like, you got to go to the Comedy Store, and I was like, this is the worst business I've ever seen of any kind.
Let me ask you something.
Unbelievable.
Do you miss that time?
No.
I do. Now,
you seem like the kind who would thrive in that.
I did thrive in that, but
yeah.
I know that the Comedy Store has to cook with gas, or else they'll knock it down and turn it into a fucking Chinese condominiums. I
don't miss that because there were so many people around there who I just were like, you're just like a scumbag. There were so many scumbags who were just like so welcome there. But I didn't understand. Dude, and not comics, just like these fucking riffraff. There's still too much of it for my taste too. But I was like,
work out. Just think about all the young comics, and I'll throw myself in there because I was young at that time, that got to just hone your act.
Yeah.
And like, look at them now.
Right.
Sebastian.
That's true.
Joey Diaz, Crystalia. I mean, all these murders right now were all there, even though Joey took a little time off there during the...
You were just, like, it was almost like you were looked down upon if you went up there and worked. For everybody but Dove Davidoff. Everyone would go up there and do different shit every time and fucking try out. And Dove would go up there and do the same set every time, slay, and then fuck the hottest chick you've ever seen in your life. Dove does use the Comedy Store.
Why does gay men always look like they just smell cookies? I mean, you're like, I don't know, you've asked that.
You've asked that 7 years in a row. Stop doing that.
Don't even get me started on these guys who just keep doing the same thing.
Well, no, I mean, Dove's a fucking beast.
I love Dove.
But it was
great.
like...
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about
he was just using
people.
it for... Like, to him, I felt like comedy was like, all right, I kind of got what I can get out of L.A. I'm just going to get laid after
he's
every
done a bunch of shows out of New York, right?
No, he's done great. Dove's hilarious, but it was like he was the guy who would slay every time. And then you see Brett Ernst or another guy like that go up there just saying shit off the top of his head. Yeah. I didn't know certain guys like Brad were even funny for the first 4 years I knew them, because I'd only see them go at the Comedy Store. I'm like, these guys suck. Well, and then I saw them do the real shit, and I was like, oh, they're fucking genius.
Oh, that's the whole thing that I used to get at the Comedy Store. It's like, it's so funny because Mo, you do the same time period I do in lineups, and it's like,
yeah, we're not in that sweet spot.
Well, I'll just say that I don't want anything before 11. I don't. Because from 9 to 11, they're still drinking and they want their fill of what they think is comedy. And that's when all the, the mainstream guys go up. Once around midnight, the alcohol's in, they're loose. Now they're like, okay.
Yeah, you get that rock and roll sentiment.
The 11 o'clock spot is my favorite spot. That's
No, 11 o'clock, that's pretty sweet. I got that the other day, too. That's a sweet one. The problem is, for my spots at the Comedy Store, sometimes when it trickles into that too late spot, it's just, you're up there being the worst, not the best version of yourself in the middle of Hollywood, and fucking Tarantino might be in the audience. Like, you don't fucking know. And then it's just like,
weird because I love chaos, and I love going up there, and if it's late, I love going into a dead crowd and just ripping them.
That's what I'm saying. That's your thrive. That's your power zone.
Dude.
I remember seeing you when we used to do Barney's Beanery out on that deck out in Pasadena. I just remember seeing you one night in front of 7 fucking drunk Mexican dudes who just didn't give a shit about anything. And you just went up there just fucking not gonna. And that's what a champion fucking performer does. I once opened for that band Berlin. Remember that band Berlin? You take my breath away. Okay, they were doing stadiums when I was 4 years old, whatever. I opened up at fucking some old place called Bourbon Street Comedy Club in Concord in front of 50 people. And they rocked. Oh, they were fucking...
Let me tell you something,
dude. I was like, that's what a fucking performer is.
This is a true story. I remember Jimmy Schubert used to go, hey, no matter what, no matter how many people in the crowd, you go there and fucking shred. I'm like, okay. One day when the comedy club, this was when the Comedy Store was dead. There was a time that the Comedy Store in Hollywood was simply open because all the money La Jolla was making.
I want to know the conspiracy theory on that. Because how the fuck was that place open for so long?
I don't know.
That is the greatest piece of property you could get. And there was
dude.
No one there.
Well, dude, it was history. And I don't know, man. I mean, weekends it would be busy. And then during the week, there'd be 30 people in the OR. And now it's dude, now this Sunday the main room was sold out. It's
it's crazy. It's
crazy, and it needs to be like that, because if it isn't like that, they're gonna knock it down. turn into some. So anyways, one day, I'm not lying to you, there were 2 people in the OR. 2 people in the entire OR. And they were like, we're going to start the show. And dude, I watched Paul Mooney go up and slay
I love that.
2 people for 45 minutes. And I said, you know what? I'm never going to not go.
Yeah, and never think you're too good for anything. I said the same exact story with Mike Epps about 3 years ago. I was doing some show that somebody put together, and I had to drive out there, and there was 2 people, and I was there, and some other comic was there, and we were bitching. And then fucking Mike Epps came up straight from a movie set where he was playing like Richard Pryor or something like that, and fucking did like 45 minutes.
Dude,
it was like, yeah, anytime you think you're too good for anything in L.A., quickly you realize that you're just being an asshole. All right, here's another one I'm going to throw at you. Here's from the internet. J.K. Rowling doesn't actually exist. The woman who wrote the Harry Potter books. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I don't think that's real. That's just
bullshit? Okay. But this is all a big gold mine that we're just aliens. I'm just trying to figure out
There's things called the Sumerian text.
Okay. Finland doesn't exist.
That's not real either.
No?
That's just things that make conspiracy theorists look stupid.
So now, since the world's flat, if you were to walk to Finland, it would be there?
I don't think the world is flat.
Oh, you don't?
No. But let me ask you, how much research have you done in?
Well, when I was a kid, I had a globe.
Right.
And it was round. And it would spin.
Right.
And so... Case closed.
Okay,
you think my parents?
None. Yeah, you've done none. I've done none. I think it's round. You think it's round?
No, what do you mean? That's bullshit. We've done none. I've seen video from space.
Stop. You have done none of the tests that they say, if you do, will tell you that the earth is round. It's just a fact. You're watching videos. You don't know the lens. I'm not saying it's round, but the fact is, this is a complete thing that conspiracy theorists go to. People make comments on stuff that they've done no research on.
I will say, and this is the problem with trying to argue with a conspiracy theorist, and as I found with you motherfuckers just have way more facts. I got an Uber driver one time who was just trashing Obama, and he was saying he's a fucking this and that, and I was like, that's not true. And he's like, all right, well, watch the Jajagi report. Yeah. Watch the fucking, go on YouTube and look at this. Look at, he just named 97 sources that I'm like, right. I got no sources to come back at you with. That all sounds ridiculous, but you clearly have dedicated more of your life to this than I want to do.
People study everything. There's people who study karate, and they get seen as like, oh, man, this guy's got dedication. He's putting the work. There's people who know every form of tree frog, and they're like...
You're a black belt, and the earth might be flat.
You know, here's what the black belt is. No. But this is what black belt is in conspiracy. I can have a conversation without losing my skull, even if I don't believe in something. Meaning, here's your opinion. Okay, I don't agree with that, but I can hear what you have to say.
I will say this. What I like about the way you see the world or conspiracy, it's more fun.
Oh, dude.
It's so much more fun to think that there might be lizards taking over and all this shit. Like, that to me is more fun than, like, there's some cells kind of glob together and they kind of form this human and then they're going to die and then fucking we just eating shit. And you're like, no, there's a fucking gold mine and these aliens are going to get in there and they're going to play hockey with their fucking brains, which are actually robots because your mom fucked a goat back in 1962 before the time machine, and this is pre-lizard people. Dude, that's a world I want to live in.
I'm telling you, man, I believe like what the world is so much more interesting than they'll ever let you know, and that I believe it's like every video, every movie ever, all going on at the same time. Yes, that's true.
Okay, you're looking at this one here. I'm looking at the craziest. Queen Elizabeth is a cannibal?
Yep. That's 100% true.
All right, so where's the basis on Queen Elizabeth?
Okay, so she just got busted. She was found guilty in a court of law in the disappearance of about 10, I think, Native Canadian orphan children. She was found guilty in a court of law. There has also been a trial in which the British royal family was tried and found guilty of fucking ritual hunting of children on islands, and there's much testimony into all that. And supposedly there was found body parts in her fridge.
That's what I was reading about. They said they found body parts.
Yeah, so that's 100%.
There's actually a crazy story.
Can I just tell you something, dude? Please. There's a good chance, not 100% chance. There's a good chance
she's going to eat Meghan Markle.
Nope, that she is the top of the food chain.
What does that mean?
That she basically runs everything.
Queen Elizabeth, that little 90-year-old woman?
Queen Elizabeth, the Vatican. The Vatican runs that, and this is where you get to that Jews don't run everything. I'm sorry, but, there's just another layer up, and it's the Queen Elizabeth. Have you ever heard of the black nobility? This is how much people don't know about black nobility, that there hasn't been a rap group called Black Nobility.
Yeah, why hasn't there been
Because
one?
that's the best name for a fucking
Do you think
rap.
maybe the black nobility, whoever they are, stopped them from doing it?
Oh, yeah, it's like, no, that's our shit, dog. But
so,
yeah, 100%.
What is the black nobility?
That moon, dude. You ever look at the moon? How weird the moon is? You ever study the fucking moon? It's fucking weird.
I look at it every day.
Yeah. Have you ever, dude?
What's weird about it?
Dude, how about the fact that it's the only thing in the fucking our whole solar system that has a perfect orbit? It doesn't wobble. It doesn't go out. It's a perfect orbit. We never see the other side of the moon. Ever. There are times when there's cultures that date back so far. They tell you when there was
that's a good fucking point. Why is that? If it's
Dude,
spinning,
it's too big. It's bigger than Pluto. It should not be in our fucking gravity force. Now, do you want to hear what they think it is?
Yes.
An alien satellite.
That the moon is an alien satellite.
That's what they think it is, dude.
Well, wouldn't they have seen enough by now? Why do the aliens have to keep looking at us for 1 billion years?
Okay, what if that thing is an energy collector?
Why, you just said it was a satellite.
It could be a satellite that collects energy.
How much energy is going up to the moon from here?
Dude, so there's this whole theory that the lizard people can't create, and they actually feed off our bad energy. What if that thing eats our energy?
Just our bad energy?
Yeah, that's why we're always miserable. That's why everything on the news and social media is like, everybody hates each other. You're getting disrespected. You leave your house.
Because they're trying to cultivate bad energy they can feed off.
Yep.
See, that's just much more fun than thinking it's just like a dead rock in the sky floating around the earth.
You should start episode 1.
How much acid do I got to take to kind of get into this headspace?
Don't do acid. That's a CIA fucking honeypot to get you to stupid. Do shrooms. Listen, I did shrooms about 2 years ago, and I did it. I went to the K-Rock Acoustic Christmas.
Which we know is a cover for. Oh no, I was just waiting. No, that's a real thing.
So I did shrooms,
all right.
And I had this moment where I go, you know what? I'm exactly where I need to be. And I've never worried about my career ever since then. Not once.
Really?
Yeah. And I was so high, and I was having such a good time, I fell in love with 30 Seconds from Mars.
Wow, so was it worth it?
Yo, 100%. They're in my
That's...
fucking workout fucking playlist, dude. I'm telling you, brother, I have 3 regrets in my life, okay? 3 regrets. One was leaving my house very early. 18-year-olds, boom, took off to Vegas. I wish I hadn't left my mom and dad so early. 2 was I did a showcase for Chelsea Handler's show, Chelsea Lately, and I did jokes about sleeping your way to the top right in front of her and the guy she slept with to get her TV show. So I regret that. Probably cost myself a couple $100,000.
Probably not a smart call.
And then number 3 is I never, ever convinced Brody Stevens to do shrooms. If you're ever feeling down and you feel like today's the day I gotta go,
this is the thing.
Do shrooms.
I don't know about that, man, because I think drugs affect everyone so differently that if you I hear doesn't Neil Brennan go to some crazy thing where you take acid or some hardcore hallucinant and deals with depression?
Ayahuasca.
No, something beyond that. It's like EDT or some crazy shit.
Neil Brennan does?
He talking about on Rogan. He goes to some place where you take drugs.
Good for him.
I'm pretty sure it was him. I don't want to spread a conspiracy.
Good for him.
I think he did say. Yeah, but I'm saying is what if it affects you totally differently? Because I smoke weed and I fucking get paranoid and freak out.
Yeah, I do too.
Other people
That's why I don't smoke weed, because I just want to smoke weed and jerk off the whole time. I'm like, oh, they're coming! And I just beat off.
Wait, so when you freak out, you want to jerk off?
Well, I get when
who's
I'm
coming?
high.
And who's coming? Why does jerking off prevent
CIA,
who's coming?
I don't know.
Yeah, but how does you jerking off stop that?
Dude, it's the miracle of life.
I'm saying you need to rethink this strategy. What kind of
It's not a strategy. It's my feeling. I get paranoid and I fucking beat off. I don't know why. There's no strategy.
Wait. So seriously, so hold on. So now if I told you dude, this fucking Saudi Arabia or Iran has evaded, they're on the shores of Venice, they're gonna come kill us, you'd be like, and just start unzipping your pants and start beating off? It sounds like that's what you're saying.
I smoke weed. It makes me paranoid, and I beat off. I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you when I'd be paranoid if I was around you when you were smoking weed.
Yeah, you should.
Because I feel like you're about to go.
Dude, who did you hear that? Did you hear that? Like, dude, is anybody else? Is this? You getting high yet? You're like, I just came 3 times. What do you mean, am I high yet? I've come 3 times. Dude, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happens if you do acid? You just
Acid's great, man. You ever want to get through the Seattle airport? Just drop some acid. Look like you have lightning coming out of your eyes, and you'll get, dude. So I do this conspiracy podcast like we've been talking about. My mom hates
tinfoil
it.
hat.
My mom hates
hat.
it.
Really?
She hates it. She brings the FBI to my show. And I know.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. She's like, Sam, I just want to let you know that you need to tell me when you're doing your tinfoil hat stuff. Because last night I brought 3 FBI agents to your show. And
How the fuck does your mom have the FBI on speed dial?
Because I don't know. Maybe my mom's compromised. I don't fucking know. But
oh, shit. What if your mom
what if they got to my mom?
is like a lizard?
It's possible. It's possible.
Dude, that would be the great twist for this story, right?
Yeah.
If this was like a Steven Spielberg story of your life, it would turn out that you were
Steven Spielberg, shady as fuck.
Well, come on. I'm trying. Not that there's any chance I'm going to be in a Spielberg movie, but I don't want to keep.
You want to work with a shady fuck? Go for it.
Of course. Why would I be in this stupid town if I didn't want to work with shady people? But if Spielberg was making this movie, who I hear is great, and I would love to be in a film.
He's not going to make my movie.
Whatever. You would rally against the lizard people, and then in the last half, you would find out you're a lizard. Yeah, you're half lizard.
And at the end of the day, it's like, I've slaughtered my own people.
Right, exactly.
But at the end of the day,
what have I done?
And at the end, I'm like, it's better for the planet. I had to do it. And then I just heard, by the way, so many UFO conspiracies and so many religious conspiracies are like UFO. Everybody just wants to bang Earth chicks.
Aliens are coming here to fuck Earth chicks?
Yeah, everybody just wants to get down Earth chicks' pants. They just all want to bang Earth chicks.
Is that real, you think?
Maybe. It's possible, yeah.
I don't know, because, I don't want to fuck other species.
Do you believe in aliens?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I just think, they'd probably want to fuck their own
Have you
people.
seen how they look? Their chicks are hot. Our chicks
I know,
are hot.
but it's not like
and
fucking...
our chicks put out.
No, but that's okay. It's not like frogs are trying to fuck human chicks, and they're pretty ugly.
You ever see those dog videos? By the way, those dog videos.
Dogs clearly want to fuck human.
Yeah, you ever see those? The production value on those videos are going up. They got like a script doctor. The dog's got an agent. It's got craft services.
What dog video are you talking about?
Where dogs hump chicks?
Oh, I mean, I have a kind of partial custody over a dog, and any woman that comes over here, he will want to fucking. He has allegiance to them over me instantly. It makes me so angry. I'll walk his little ass all day. I'll pick up his shit. A woman comes over. I try to touch her. He's like, ugh! I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. I have been with you from the start, you little motherfucker. And he just turns like that. Dude. That really makes me angry.
You've probably been jerking off. I was literally eye contact.
Well, I didn't I jerk off in front of him a few times, but he fucking will lick his own dick in front of me. So it's like a two-way street.
Hey, dude, that's my favorite. It's my favorite David Tell joke. He's jerking off. He looks down. His dog's licking his own dick, and they make eye contact, and they both just start laughing. He's the best. There's nobody better.
Tell is like half the reason.
So the moon's all fucked up.
Okay,
the Queen eats shit.
Okay, this is two more. NASA knows. These are another thing on the internet. NASA knows about a second sun, and they've hidden it from us.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I just say don't trust any. Hey, you want to hear a funny joke?
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny joke? Okay, here's a joke. A Satanist, a Scientologist, a Nazi, and a pedophile walk into a bar. What do?
Talk about the show they saw last night at the Comedy Store.
They create NASA.
A Satanist?
Yeah, Jack Parsons. Scientologist, L. Ron Hubbard. A Nazi is...
they had a lot of Nazis in NASA.
Nazis, von Braun,
it was almost
and
all
the pedophile
Nazis.
was Walt Disney.
How the fuck did Walt Disney and L. Ron Hubbard create NASA?
They were part of this whole thing, and just think about that, right? So when you see people play with the powers that be, their brands blow up, And look at the Disney company, and look at Scientology. Scientology is a non-charitable, non-tax charity. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I don't buy that. Yeah, no one believes that. That's not. Yeah, that's not
because they played ball and they created NASA.
Okay. Here's my favorite one. Michelle Obama is a man, and she murdered Joan Rivers.
I hear that a lot. I'm not into that.
So apparently Alex Jones came up with this theory.
No, a lot of people have that theory. I don't have it.
Yeah, a lot of people have it.
What is that?
This is my favorite. The Israeli government has a pack of evil GPS-equipped sharks that they use against their enemies.
I love that.
But this is just an example.
I want that to be real.
I hope that's real too. This is like people will go to any lengths to come up with conspiracies about Jews. So this one was after a series of shark attacks off the coast of Egypt, a South Sinai official blamed Israel's government for having special.
Here's what happens, man. Some people at the highest levels of every religion, whether it's Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and Catholicism, they're dark arts people, and they wear these religions as masks to walk amongst us. So, like the black nobility, which basically runs the Vatican, and the Jesuits basically created the lore of the fucking the Rothschilds, and they use the Rothschild as the boogeyman when the Rothschilds are actually just fucking accountants for the black nobility, but they use that fucking stigma to get people not to focus on the black nobility.
Well, why are the black nobility why are they fucking so many kids?
Because they use pedophilia as a blackmailing tool. And that's what this whole thing is coming out with Jeffrey Epstein. It was a Mossad, CIA blackmail honeypot, and they use it. And
wait, Jeffrey Epstein's connected to Israel too?
It's not Israel, Mossad,
which is the Israeli Secret Service.
Yeah, but you know the CIA flooded the fucking the fucking ghettos with crack. Did you do that? Did I do that? No, that's identity politics.
Right.
So we fucking sit there,
okay,
and you end up defending people you don't know. When I'm telling you that's not them.
Right, okay,
These are all dark arts people. And like within what I do on my podcast, I fight very hard for that because people go out there like Jews, and like it just turns a lot of people off, as it should. When I'm like, it's not. It's
no,
like
I hear you. That's fair. That's a totally fair distinction. Well, it was funny you said it because when there's this horrible thing. I think it was in Christchurch in New Zealand. Somebody came in and shot up a mosque. This made me so angry. So that's obviously horrible. And then some of the Jewish people from that synagogue in Pittsburgh that got shot up a few years before, they sent money, to the mosque, and then. There's some I think it was either the imam of a mosque nearby or that mosque at the fucking ceremony talking that's there the memorial blamed it on the Mossad, like the Jewish Mossad had hired people to shoot up a thing. It was how that is such a stretch.
But you can't to defend if someone goes the CIA. Listen, the CIA is the number one drug selling cartel in the world. And
still
100%.
Bigger than the fucking Mexican cartels?
Dude, El Chapo is just a district manager for
I don't believe that.
100%.
Why?
Dude.
How would they control him?
Dude, 100%. They control the flood of drugs into the United States. If the people who control everything let it go in and out, then they use that money and they make that money. The people who control the Nazis happen, right? So we have the Nazis. The Nazis, now, what are the Nazis? There's some people, Holocaust never happened. No, that's not true at all. But who were the Nazis? If we know that, we've heard this forever, that all leaders are chosen, not elected, why would Hitler make that why would Hitler be any different? Then you start looking at Hitler, and who Hitler's dad is Olis, who's his father was this woman who basically Hitler's grandmother was the fucking housemating of this cat named Baron Rothschild, okay? So now you take a look at that.
You know so much stuff.
And dude,
how do you know
what
all
I also
this shit?
know is that Hitler did not die where they said he died. He died in Argentina. There's actually CIA documents.
That's highly believable. I mean, I've heard that.
So when we know that all these Nazis, when this shit fell, so there's a very famous quote that Hitler says, the gods of war have swung to the other side. What does that mean, dude? What that means is that all these international banks that were funding Hitler, meaning the Rothschilds, fucking Prescott Bush, they stopped funding him, and he couldn't pay his armies anymore, and that's how they died. And so when that stopped and the war ended, where'd all the Nazis run to? The Vatican. And what did the Vatican do? Ship them out in submarines to Argentina. So then there was like a Nazi expansion draft, right? Where like the United States, Russia, and England started drafting. They're like, with the first pick in the Nazi expansion draft, the United States selects von Braun, okay?
I know that's true, and that's fucked up.
Right?
Like, that was so fucked up. Like, what you guys did was categorically awful. But if you're good at math, we'd love you to have this wonderful position running NASA. And by the way, help us develop a bomb, because you're clearly good people. I mean...
So we've, I do the Tinfoil Hat comedy tour with Eddie Bravo. We've sold out everywhere we go, except for one place. One place. Well, we just got fucked at this other club, and I'll tell you about that. I'm waiting for the cash to check the cash. And
this sounds like less conspiracy, more just like club politics and comedy clubs.
So the only place we didn't sell out was Huntsville, Alabama. And at Huntsville, Alabama, we sold 70 tickets in a room of 340. And we were like, what the fuck?
See, for me, I'm like, that's a pretty good turnout. Dude, I'm very happy of the fucking draw.
Me too. All I've ever wanted in my life to sell 100 tickets. My friends who I started with are selling fucking 5,000 tickets.
Theo Vaughn, a good friend of mine, I went and saw him in Portland. He sold like 1,800 tickets. I was like, I don't think I can sell at the belly room at the Comedy Store right now. Yeah. I'm sure I couldn't. And that's like 80 people.
You'll get there. Listen, So afterwards, the sound guy comes up and he goes, I just have to let you guys know, they sent you on a suicide mission. He goes, this is Huntsville, Alabama. This is where Von Braun went when he came here. This is the hub. This is the center of the military-industrial complex. This is where NASA, everybody thinks it's in Houston. The real shit's in fucking Huntsville,
So you're
Alabama.
saying no one there...
They're like,
is doubting. There's no doubters.
No,
they're all bought in.
He said up until the late 80s, you weren't allowed to talk about whether fucking Von Braun was a Nazi or not. That there was a theory that they were telling you that he had to do it.
What do you mean, like the Huntsville, Alabama fucking sheriff would come over to your house or whatever?
He's like, hey, boy, we don't talk about that. They're here, okay?
You know what's so fucking weird about the Nazis? It was terrible. It's just awful.
Okay.
It's awful. But it's weird with, like, America fighting the Nazis, and then... It must have been so fucked up to like any black soldiers who were over there from the America fighting Nazis. Then we come back to America in the South. It's like everyone's like just feels the exact same way basically as the Nazis did. You know what I mean? It's like
fucking nuts.
It was like, wait, we were enemies with the people who kind of with a lot of the same fucking hatreds.
Yep.
I guess it's a lot of these Arab countries that are fighting with each other. Like it's like you guys kind of agree on a lot of shit.
Well, dude, it's just all chaos over there, dude. It's just old school.
These lizards got to get it together.
Dude, it's very powerful people getting everybody to fight with each other.
All right, one more, and then we got to wrap it up before my neighbors bang on the wall and say, stop yelling about conspiracies.
No, that's not. Is there another one?
No, let me find another good one. There's one I found here that was pretty interesting. Wait, here we go. Oh, yeah. So this one says Justin Bieber is amongst the elite cohort of reptiles who rule the earth. Now, how would that, how would one determine that?
Well, what's so interesting? It's like when you look at, I don't know, I guess he was found on YouTube, so I don't know if that's true, but it's very interesting how the truth is he probably got turned out. Like, they turned him out.
What does that mean?
Like, they probably ran a train on his ass, yeah.
Did the reptiles fuck Justin Bieber?
Or the powers that be, yeah, for
Why?
100%. Because that's the price of admission to get in. They either blackmail you in or you, like, fucking sell your soul to get in.
And so the aliens love gold and just anal sex.
The reptilians love the gold, and then they love power. They want to basically blackmail you, so you do what they tell you to do.
So you're saying somewhere out there, there's a video of Justin Bieber getting railed by reptiles.
Yeah, train of lizard dicks.
No, if that's true, why has there never been a video that's come out of anybody getting railed by reptiles?
Because maybe they don't fuck reptile style, or those things don't get out, man. We are now entering a fucking era with this Jeffrey Epstein shit that is going to be nuts. Dude, people don't realize what this is, and everybody wants to just go, Trump. Listen, I don't like Trump. I don't like any fucking I don't like Trump. I don't like Obama. I don't like Bush. I don't like Clinton. I don't like any of them. But this Trump shit is not about politics. This is about him and these motherfuckers going to war, and it's real. So the story, can I tell you the story? Then we'll
of Jeffrey Epstein?
Of the whole Jeffrey
Yeah,
Epstein.
please do. Please do.
Okay.
So this is, let's get up here to the camera. We're going to hear, this is the whole story of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
Okay.
Start from the beginning because all I know is he's a pervert. He's trying to kill
Jeffrey
himself.
Epstein basically went to Harvard and then just started on this insane run of just getting jobs and free stuff that he didn't deserve, man. He was starting to teach schools, elite schools, when he didn't even have a degree to teach.
What was he teaching?
Just all these different classes. I don't know these specific classes. You can look that up. But he, Barr's dad made him a professor at a school when he didn't even have a degree. And that makes me think that this dude was connected very, very early. He was very early, and he showed they would play ball.
Connected to the lizards.
Connected to the power elites people. The very elite of the elite, the highest of the highest elites, the darkest of the dark. There's dark arts. Again, these people at the top, they are not Christians, they are not Muslims, they're not Jews, they're not Catholics. They are what they call the dark art. It's called the black cube of Saturn. They worship the black cube of Saturn. There is
what
no
is the
Satan.
What is the cube? I've never seen a cube. I've seen the rings, the circle.
Okay.
Where's the cube element of Saturn?
Well, the cube is actually at the top. If you understand that, we're most likely the seventh civilization. These civilizations grow, they get destroyed, and they grow again. And at some point, Saturn and the sun were very close, and they thought they were the dual, the sun and the darkness and the light. And at the top of Saturn is what they say is a hexagon, okay? On the other side looks like an eye, and that's where you get the all-seeing eye that you see in all the Illuminati shit.
Wait,
right?
Go back to the cube?
The cube. The black cube of Saturn. If you look at, you see it in Islam, in Mecca, okay? What do? They all go to Mecca. What do? They walk around 8 times counterclockwise around what? A black cube, okay? If you look at
That's on Saturn.
No. Well, at Saturn.
But they're doing that cube because there's this cube on Saturn.
There's a hexagon pattern on the top of Saturn. A pattern. It's not an actual cube. It's a pattern.
Oh, okay. Why do they worship it?
Because they believe that was Kronos is the oldest of all the gods. He is the god of time. Okay? And there is a myth that Kronos was the most powerful god. He created everything. And there was a story that he heard that the myth was that his children would come and his children would come and destroy him, and that's how he would be defeated. So every time his wife would have a child, he would eat the children. He would engulf them, and they would live in his stomach.
Right?
Okay. And when his wife had one kid, she knew he was going to come to eat. So she secretly got him away, and he comes back and he slays his father. So that is where you get child sex sacrifices.
Right. Okay. So now bring that back to Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. So this black cube of Saturn. This is what
child fucking.
There's no such
cube,
thing as Satan.
Hexagon.
There's Saturn. They change it up just a little bit. Okay. There's no Satan. There's Saturn. All the attributes of the worshiping of the black cube of Saturn are actually what people think Satanism is, and it's not. Okay. So you got this dark arts people who have this old religion that predates everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So he goes through this whole thing. He goes to college. He starts working his way up. He gets into this investment company. That technically doesn't do any investing. They're like, well, how's he make his money? He's never actually done any investing. He only has investors that have $1 billion and more to invest, okay? He is given the most expensive property in New York City, $77 million property given to him by this cat who runs Abercrombie and Fitch and Victoria's Secrets. I forget what his Wexler.
Yeah. That guy is involved now.
Gave it to him for $10. $10. Now, who did Wexler get that property from? Do you know who used to own it before him? The Vatican. The Vatican owned that property before him. Okay, so now we're seeing a fuck.
Wait a minute. So the Vatican, big-time child fuckers, give it to this guy who gives it to a guy who's apparently a big-time child fucker.
Epstein, right? So Epstein's wife or girlfriend is this fucking Maxwell. Her father, very high up, was believed to be Mossad, okay? And Maxwell at the time owned all this fucking media and could control, and that's where all the Jews run the media. That's where they get a lot of that from, these dark arts motherfuckers who are all into the black cube of Saturn, okay? So he gets this island, dude. He gets this island, and he's flying all these power elites.
Jeffrey Epstein gets an island.
Yes. It's called the Lolita Express, okay? Oof. He's flying all these people over there.
He doesn't call it the Lolita Express.
Yes, it's literally called the Lolita Express.
Wow, so he's not putting a lot of camo on that.
Yeah, he's not hiding it. He's so powerful. He's so dialed in that he doesn't have to worry about this shit. He flies all these people there. There are logs of everybody who flew there. President Clinton flew there 27 times, okay?
I definitely believe that.
Hillary Clinton was there like 8 times. Trump flew 1 time. 1 time went there, got on a thing, came right back. So
kind of disappoints me. I would think Trump would be a little more involved.
Well, this is where this all gets interesting. So Trump leaves, comes back. He makes comments like, yeah. And listen, man, I'm not telling you that Trump's a good guy. I say if Trump's into all this shit, throw him on the guilloutine too. I have no allegiance to any political group or any president.
So Trump came back and even he was like, too much.
He's like, okay, I'm not on that. But he's friends with because Epstein is a very powerful person. So do you ever hear that, like, how they're like, let's release Trump's fucking financial record?
Right, and he's trying real hard not to let him do it.
Because that's real shit, too. That's real shit. There's something to his fucking records. So let me tell you how that breaks down. So Epstein knows that Trump is broke, right? He starts telling Trump about this business deal that he is going to buy. It's a fucking sweetheart business deal. Trump hears about this, runs to the Deutsche Banks, right? And what'd you hear before? They're investigating the Deutsche Banks because they gave a loan to Trump when he didn't deserve it. And here is the deal that was made. They gave him money to buy this property out from under Epstein, okay? And Epstein finds out, flips the fuck out. It's like, fuck you, dude. I'm going to let everybody know about your financial fucking situation. And Trump's like, fuck that. Trump then goes to the FBI and is like, this dude's into some crazy ass shit, right? That's where now, right around then, MI5 goes to the CIA that Epstein and Mossad are trying to blackmail fucking Prince Andrew. You're trying to blackmail the royal family. You're going fucking for high lizards at that point. All this comes together, bam, that's when Epstein's on his first trial. So Acosta, and you're looking like you don't believe any of this, that's fine.
No, I wouldn't be able to believe or not believe. I didn't know about Jeffrey Epstein until like a week ago.
Acosta is the fucking prosecutor on this, okay? The FBI, Robert Mueller's FBI, goes to him, hey, this guy's going to work with us. We're going to give him this deal. He's intelligence. He's above your pay grade. So they're like, okay, and they give him the sweetheart deal. It is now coming out that he didn't do any of the stuff that he agreed to in the sweetheart deal. So now Trump is in on this fucking election.
Yeah.
Right? So election's going, everyone thinks Trump's nothing. Hillary picks him because she thinks he's fucking nuts and never going to be able to beat him. Now, the whole theory is that he was approached by the NSA and naval intelligence. How do you beat the CIA and the dark arts people? It takes a bad man to beat another bad man. They go up to Trump. They go, if you fucking run, we will ensure you get a clean shot at this because I just think they think there's this dark arts motherfuckers running everything. So he runs. Over time, even though we're being told Hillary's destroying fucking Trump, behind the scenes they're going, this might be closer than we think. There is an email from Hillary Clinton that says, you guys got to do something about this. If he beats us, we're all going to be hung from nooses. What is she talking about? The Epstein shit. She knows the Epstein shit is fucking out there and that Trump's got a hard-on for this fucking shit. A fucking hard-on. So
wait, you're saying Hillary Clinton was going to this Epstein Island to like fuck kids?
Yep. Oh, dude, there's stuff we'll talk after this that's so dark about that chick you won't even believe. So this whole thing happens, right? So Trump's going Trump. This is why, and we're about to find out, Obama starts fucking wiretapping Trump. He uses Carter Page as a fucking plan to go to the FISA court to get a fucking warrant to fucking wiretap Trump. Carter Page is a plant, okay? So this is going. We have Stephanopoulos. I'm getting there. I'm Stephanopoulos. He's in London.
The young kid. Yeah.
They send all of these fucking spies. One guy's his name is Stephen Helper, okay? Stephen Helper is a old spook from way back in the day. He spied on Jimmy Carter for the CIA and George Bush for Reagan. Okay, that's how Reagan knew everything Carter was doing. This guy, Stephen Helper. And they're all going to him and going, hey, we have this Russian stuff. It is entrapment, okay? So they're spying. They try up to the day Trump is fucking about to swear in. They are trying to get him out of presidency because they know what's coming. So now Trump's in, right? They bring in Costa. They want to put him in this thing. And they're like, so what's going on with this trial? And he's like, well, dude, there's nothing I could do. The FBI came to me and told me that Epstein was above my pay grade because he is intelligence, Mossad, okay? Trump, and listen, dude, people are like, you're a fucking Trump. I am not. I hate all politics. Trump puts this guy into office. And why does he do that? Because he knows that the media hates him so much that when this Epstein thing comes out, because they're going to go after Epstein. That was the whole fucking plan. When this Epstein shit comes out, they're going to look at that first case, and the media is going to try to use this to fucking take down Trump and say, oh my God, you gave him this sweet deal. Right? And now what are we doing? Everybody's watching this case with a fucking magnifying glass, which means this judge and this prosecutor can't pull any shit. Now, fucking Epstein is stuck in jail without fucking bail because people would flip out if he got fucking bail. Now, 8 days ago, there was a blackout in New York and everybody was laughing. Oh, man, they're probably trying to kill him. They tried to kill him. They tried to kill Jeffrey Epstein. And they didn't get to him. And now he's on 24-hour lockdown.
Well, when he was found, they said he looked like he had tried to hang himself or something.
That's what they're telling you. They tried to kill him. So that's where you are. They raided Epstein's fucking apartment. They found fucking thousands of CDs with all these names of who the person is and who they're fucking molesting or having sex with, underage person.
CDs? He hadn't put that on the cloud yet?
No, not yet. It's not on the cloud yet.
That seems crazy to me.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean,
after all this, Epstein couldn't back up his files more?
Yeah. How crazy is that?
So one apartment file and 30 years of pedophile blackmail.
Those fucking weird, like, what was that when you were a kid? Those weird folders that you would open up.
He had like a car CD case.
Yeah.
He didn't back it all up onto one thumb drive.
Nope. And they just pulled it. They got all of that shit.
That seems like the most unbelievable part of the whole story to me.
Yeah. So that's the story.
Just not even a thumb drive.
No thumb drive. No thumb. They took out boxes, dude. Boxes.
Could have just taken out a keychain. That's a really crazy story.
And all of it's true.
Sam, you are more built for podcasting than anyone I've ever met. I mean, you could just rock and roll. Your voice just gets going, and you have so much to say. You have so many
It's so funny
thoughts
because
about
I can
stuff.
talk anything, but everybody wants to talk conspiracy. And I love talking conspiracies. I just know that sometimes I do my friend's podcast, and dude, I will come on or talk anything with you. But
you know so much shit.
Well, they'll always be like, let's talk conspiracy. And then I go to the comments and YouTube. They're like, fuck, this guy's an idiot. I'm like, dude.
But you know so much. I don't know how much of it's true, but like facts. You know so many facts and stuff. I mean, it's amazing because like you're telling me the moon's not real. It's hard for me to debate that because all I can tell you is
study it. It's crazy, dude.
All I can tell you is
no sense.
It's in the sky.
Don't you find it weird that the moon and the sun in this giant universe just perfectly pass by each other? It wouldn't.
Yeah, but there's so many things about life that are just miraculous.
It's interesting. But yeah, that's it, dude. That's it. I came, I yelled, I gave you some insight. You're going to get a ton of this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I've researched this so fucking much.
You've opened my mind. Definitely check out the Tinfoil Hat podcast.
Can I just say one thing?
Plug it all.
I want to give a shout out to 800 Pound Gorilla Records and ATC. I just put out my special called Live from the Viper Room. It's Sam Tripoli. It's a two-parter. First one's Armageddon. Second one's called Zero Fucks, okay?
Funny dude.
Thank you. If you guys, it's available on YouTube for free. My album's about to drop on iTunes on Friday. You could buy it there.
What's that called?
It's both of them together. It's called Live from the Viper Room. I've always dreamed of doing a special at the Viper Room. It was so crazy because Joe Sib was supposed to get it. I'm like, someone's going to do it before me. And miraculously, the simulation works out. He drops out. I get his date. I go, okay, I'm going to do
God
2 shows.
Bless the fucking
I hope I
lizards.
can put 100 people in there.
Yeah.
I ended up putting 150 in each show. And I crushed it. I put it out. If you want to see it for free, go to youtube.com.
Yeah, that's awesome that you do that.
/Sam Tripoli. You can put in Armageddon, not Armageddon, Armo, because I'm Armenian, Armageddon, or Zero Fucks. And you can find it, and they're both for free. But I want to give a shout out to 800 Pound Gorilla. If you can do a record with them, they're the most professional motherfuckers I've ever worked with.
Everything I've seen, their release is amazing, and they promo the fuck out of it. It's so good.
I have always been an outsider. I am Rudolph. They never let me play in their reindeer games, ever. No matter how much I've helped people, they never include me in the reindeer games. This is the first time I've been treated like a real comic they're doing all these promos for me. They're getting out. They got my album I'm Serious. They played it twice the other day. I never get this shit.
Fucking amazing. You're fucking drawn now, dude. You're selling out clubs. That's the ticket into the thing.
It's me and Eddie Bravo, and dude, I'm telling you, you play a tinfoil hat crowd, man. I remember we were the first time I knew something was going to happen, this was special, is we did Cobb's, right? And they gave us this awful weekend. We were up against the Cluster Fest, and we literally was a suicide mission. They're like, yeah, we'll give you this. Good luck.
All right. So people don't know, the Cobb's, the comedy club in San Francisco, Cluster Fest is like a fucking... It's like a Coachella of comedy they do in San Francisco.
But Cobb's isn't part of it.
Right.
So they're like, we got to do our own thing.
It's ridiculous. Why would they even have comedy that weekend?
So they give us a weekend. I don't realize what's going on, but I take it. Dude, we show up. We sold 350 that night.
That's insane.
Dude, and I'm in San Francisco ripping Obama, and the place going nuts. I'm like, whoa. This is so... We go to all these different places. Like, I was in Tacoma, man. And I'm doing
I could see Tacoma having some conspiracy theorists. That fucking fog. That just sort of goes with the whole lizard thing.
So I'll tell this and we'll wrap up. So I'm up there, dude, and I'm dropping laughs. And, dude, I remember thinking to myself going, holy shit, I'm getting Bert Kreischer laughs. Like, I get laughs, but they're Sam Tripoli laughs. I'm like, oh, my God, he's...
Right. They're like somewhat gassed.
Boom,
yeah.
Boom. I'm like, whoa, that was so weird.
Awesome.
So the final story is, I go to Tacoma, right? I'm sitting there. There's 2 white guys in the back. They're not together, but they're sitting in the back. The one white guy comes up to me looking like a super Sue or something. He's like, hey, man, I can't get a ticket. Can I come in? I'm like, sure, dude. Yeah, man. And then afterwards, he's like, can I hang out with you guys? And I'm like, oh, this guy's like CIA or some shit like that. That's what I think of everything. So this other guy comes hang out, and he's just talking with us.
It was fun to be in your brain, dude.
So this other guy comes out, him and his wife, and they're like, yeah, we're hanging out. You know, I got some acid at home. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I got some acid. I'm like, go get the fucking acid. So we take the acid. He gets the acid. He shows up. I'm like, I go to the CIA guy. I go, hey, dude, we're doing acid. You gonna do acid? He's like, oh, I don't know. I go, you're doing acid. And he takes the acid. We all eat that, and it was strong acid, dude. And, dude, I just watched
this. Is before the show?
This is after the show.
Okay.
I watched this guy start to have, like, a meltdown. He's questioning his life. There's got to be somebody back in the van going, we're losing Tom. He's tripping balls.
Oh, so that doesn't excuse him from being a CIA?
No, I just want to go how deep into this undercover thing you do.
But him doing the acid, that doesn't mean that he could still be a CIA.
Oh, yeah, but he is questioning his own shit at that point.
You know, it's funny you say, like, you know, people, like, reading into, like, okay, this guy's acting like this, he's probably CIA. Just the way people read into things. R.I.P. Siddiqui Fuller. Great comic.
Oh, man.
Love fucking Siddiqui. But I remember he said something that was so funny one time we were doing shows. And Siddiqui, I don't know if he was into conspiracies, but he was into he had his own way of viewing stuff.
People we lost. It's so sad.
Yeah, he was great. And anyway, one time he came off stage. I was opening for him, and he was supposed to do 45, and he ended up doing like an hour and 10. He's like, they didn't like me. They didn't like me till 112 because they're testing me. They're trying to see, can he handle it? Let's see how much more materials. Let's give him the light later. See what he does. And then I heard the club manager be like, "Fuck! I totally forgot to give him the light." I was like, you really think this is elaborate? This woman who's just dying to get the fuck out of here to go back to her kid is putting this whole scheme together to test your comedy in front of 30 people in Sacramento.
You got sometimes shit just happens. I bombed on the road. I can pick them where I bombed, and there's two, and they're both late night Friday shows in Florida.
Really?
Yes. And the first
I usually find Florida crowds real good.
No, they're the best.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can get that super, I'm a white guy, or I think I'm white, super ethnic crowd that wants to hear like, "What's up with white? What's up with chicks, dog?"
You can get kind of a Cuban sort of crowd that really wants to.
So Jeff Keith,
comedy.
who I love with all my heart, at this time he was my feature, and he would do crowd work, and Jeff's a strong motherfucker too. Yeah, he
should not be featuring.
Well, that's what these clubs love to do. Like, if you're not the biggest headliner, they'll put a headliner as your feature.
Dude, that's so funny you said, because one of the hardest weeks I had was following a dude in Tampa, Mike Stanley, who was just murdering. And he was doing that annoying feature thing where, like, you're trying to make a statement to the headliner, which I guess it's his right to do, and I would have probably done it too. But he was just trying to fucking, like, blow me off the stage.
They do it
took so... I had to, like, dedicate, like, 15 minutes just to get the crowd back from him.
You know what I do, dude? When I do that, I do this crazy entrance where I go through the crowd and I'm just acting like everybody's high-fiving me. They forget what just happened. Yeah, you got to
reset.
So I'm doing this, so he goes up, man, Jeff Keith. And so I allow the opener to do 15, the feature to do 10. So now we're at 25. Jeff's supposed to do 20. He does 45 minutes.
Oh, fuck that.
I walk up to checks being dropped. Worst set I've ever had in my life.
Funny, Court McCown, Comedy Store guy, and we'll have to wrap up on this because I got to call my girlfriend before she goes to bed. She, conspiracy theory, if I don't call her, she won't fuck me. Okay. So, Court McCown, I'm in San Diego, and I see he's headlining the Comedy Store at La Jolla. And I'm like, "Hey, dude, can I come do a set?" I guess he goes, "Sure." So I get down there, and Court's like, and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to have you go on after me because I'm recording my CD." I'm like, "Wait, what?" So this motherfucker just had them not pass out any checks. So then they just passed them out all during my 7-minute set. It was the worst set I've ever had. And then he has the fucking nerve to come up to me afterwards. He goes, "Want to come back tomorrow and do it again? I'm recording tomorrow too." I'm like, fucking no.
Yeah.
Absolutely
you can't have
not.
Somebody up after the headliner.
No. All right, Sam Tripoli, dude, a pleasure as always. Thank you for coming to do the podcast. Sam's dropped the mic. He's doing okay. Thanks.